In the words of the wonderful comedian George Carlin, deep divers, the reason they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe in it. And in the words of Ralph Smart, they call it the American dream because it only makes sense when you're sleeping. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Beautiful deep divers. We are out here in nature, baby. You can hear those beautiful birds. The cat down the road is over there, by the way. It loves you. I'm just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Sending you tons of good ass energy, deep divers. Take that, take that, take that. It's all a setup. Uh-oh. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's a setup. We got a whole lot to talk about, deep divers. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello there? Don't fall for it. It's all a setup. Now, first and foremost, this is not how the world has to be. We can make the world whatever we want it to be. I want to remind you, deep divers, you are the power always. You always were and you always will be. When I see what's going on, deep divers, I realize that it's all a setup. And I'm not falling for it, neither is the cat down the road. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, deep divers, okay? I saw some videos, deep divers, of suspected government agents putting bricks in certain communities, like piles of bricks, to encourage rioting. I'm like, oh my gosh, they actually want people to like throw bricks and smash windows up. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. Now, you have protesters and you have rioters. Rest in power, George Floyd. A lot of people started off protesting, a peaceful protest in honor of George Floyd, for justice for George Floyd. But then you had rioters, government agents, who were looting. This had nothing to do with George Floyd. And deep divers, the murder of George Floyd is what the protesting was about initially. But the rioting is not about the justice for George Floyd. And that's why it's a setup. Because if you have dozens of buildings on fire, even police vehicles on fire, 3 months in lockdown, quarantine, businesses are still being hit. Can't you see, deep divers? Insurance money? What? Slow motion this side? A lot of these rioters are paid rioters being funded by the elites, billionaires, George Soros, okay? George Soros. And there was actually a video I saw of a rioter saying he was paid by George Soros. And it makes me think, deep divers, that you can't just believe everything you see. Because I saw some people going into the Louis Vuitton shop, right? Taking bags and everything. I'm like, that's cool. Grab whatever you want. The cat down the road will join you. But you have to remind yourself why these protests started in the first place. It's for the justice of George Floyd. So you always have to bring this up. Because the rioting has nothing to do with George Floyd. And this is what people are forgetting. So I want you to remind yourself, deep divers, that The protests have been hijacked by rioters with other ulterior motives, insurance grabs, and other things. But it's all a setup. Don't fall for it. You see, deep divers, there is something called the Hegalian dialectic. What is this? There was a philosopher, Hegel, and he talked about problem, reaction, solution. Problem, reaction, solution. So let me give you an example. With these protests that are happening, the problem started off as the murder of George Floyd. The reaction, people were like, oh my gosh, this is unacceptable. People started to protest and rioters started to loot and burn stuff. Okay. Now the solution is, okay, we will have the military police the streets instead. Okay. So the Hegelian dialectic is all about how dictators, how governments actually control the masses through problem, reaction, solution. Now, with this COVID-19 business, the problem was COVID-19. The reaction from the masses was like, oh my gosh, save me. We need a cure for this COVID-19 virus. Don't worry about it. The solution is, hey, I will vaccinate your children and you as well, so you don't have to worry about COVID-19. Great. Wait a minute. Does that mean ID 2020 as well? Yes. Oh no. So, it's all a setup. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Everything that's happening right now on the planet is all about turning society into an Orwellian state. Turning society into a Orwellian state, 1984. Now, the solution is to realize that you are Big Brother, not them. What? Slow motion this side. And that's why, thank goodness, someone was filming George Floyd, because Big Brother was watching Small Brother. Deep divers, don't fall for it. It's all a setup. Now, let me tell you this. I want to remind you of this, deep divers. 4 quarters. This is how they set you up in this matrix. Listen very closely. You see, they get you in the first 18 years of your life. This is how the programming begins. They send you off to school to go and learn, okay? Just like that song, The Message. A child is born with no state of mind, blind to the ways of mankind. Right? Children are innocent, okay? I was innocent, deep divers, once upon a time. So are you. Then you go to school. And what happens at school? You learn about your differences, not what connects you together. Because when a child is born in the early infant years, children get along just fine with each other. They don't say, hey, you're a different color than me. They learn this in school. They learn separation in school. They learn divide and conquer in school. Remind yourself of this, deep divers. They call it class for a reason, because that's where children learn about class, status, hierarchy. That's why they say A grade, B grade, C grade, D grade. Now children feel bad about themselves. This is where it begins, deep divers. This is where the programming begins, right in the first quarter when you go to school. This is why a lot of children grow up not liking themselves, because they think, hey, I'm this color, it's going to be hard for me. Or I got a D grade, I'm dumb. But like Einstein said, if you judge a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. What? Slow motion this side. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. So the solution is to remind ourselves that we don't want to be part of the problem. We want to be part of the solution. I want you to remind yourself of this every single day. We need a new education on the planet, because education means to bring out, from the Latin educare, to bring out. We have to start bringing out our talents, our gifts, and start sharing them with the world. It's no longer about just consuming programs and his story, which is his story. It's about you knowing your story. Oh, baby. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. I want to remind you of this. The second quarter, okay? Because the first quarter is when they program you. The second quarter is when a lot of people run the program, okay? They get a job, they just do what everyone else is doing. That's the second quarter. The third quarter, a lot of people are looking a little bit shaky, baby. Some people turn to alcohol. Some people turn to drugs. And some people actually wake up from the matrix and say, oh my gosh, what on earth was happening? It's all a setup, deep divers. And the fourth quarter is where you prepare to die. So that's how so many people have been set up in this matrix. They have taken away your most precious years and programmed you. So the solution is to learn how to detach from the matrix every single day. Stop giving them your energy, which is your attention. Start realizing we came here to be free. And anything which is taking away your freedom is part of the setup. What? Slow motion this side. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. Even this little device here. It's all a setup. Because if you are spending hours upon end on this, you can't be in this, really in the present moment. Just, woo, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. You see, deep divers, don't fall for it. It's all a setup. We learn divide and conquer at school. But the truth is, we are all one. Race is an illusion. Racism is real. It's an attitude of people believing they are superior to other people because of what they have learned in school. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. 7-day vegan challenge. Now, shout out to everybody who is waking up eating oranges, nectarines, grapes, and of course, nectarines full of vitamin A. But growing up, deep divers, I used to hear those ice cream trucks playing their music. I'm like, yeah, the ice cream man is here. Not realizing that I was buying ice cream when it should actually mean ice cream. Because a lot of those foods that they sell in those ice cream trucks are going to rot your teeth away, are going to give you diabetes. But deep divers, it's all a setup. It was designed this way on purpose. So you can pay your health insurance. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. I spend a lot of time in Venice Beach, and whenever I stroll along the boardwalk, what happens? I see that there are just so many food places with fast food, junk food. I'm like, hey, where are all the vegan spots at? Like, where are all the eat to live spots at? Then I realize you got to go over there, far away. So by the beach, there are hot dog stands and fast food stands, foods full of acrylamide, which actually cause cancer. So I say, hey, it's all a setup. Birthday cake, deep divers, go. It's your birthday. It was my birthday, Deep Dive, was on March 3rd. But guess what? I didn't buy a birthday cake. Why? Because a lot of birthday cakes are full of toxins, right? Icing on the cake full of E numbers, which will contribute to your early demise. It's all a setup. So we equate birthdays with birthday cakes, which are actually gonna ruin our health. What? Slow motion this side. So we equate good times and fun times with bad food. Now, the solution is to realize your grandma was actually telling you the truth. Eat your fruits and vegetables. They're good for you. Eat your greens, Ralph. They're good for you. I'm like, I don't want to eat those. I just want to eat marshmallows. My grandma was right? So eat to live today, Deep Divers. This is the solution. This is how you break the setup and you free yourself. Oh, baby. Don't fall for it, Deep Divers. It's all a setup. Check this out. If you have a matrix job and you hate it, don't worry about it. Because after work, you can go to the bar and you can socialize with other people who hate their jobs and talk about how much you all hate your jobs. And don't worry, we have a nice drink of alcohol for you to forget about your problems and how much you hate your job. Don't fall for it, Deep Divers. It's all a setup. I remind myself when I was back at school, like, hey, drinking is such a big thing. I'm like, hey, why does everyone want to get drunk? Then I realized that, hey, they put the alcohol just like they put the bricks for the rioters to riot the whole place and burn down the buildings. They put the alcohol there for a reason. So a lot of young children growing up become early alcoholics and have problems later on in life. It's all a setup. So the solution is to realize, hey, you got to have eyes to see and ears to hear. You got to make sure that you take responsibility for your life, because even though it is a setup, you are responsible. Don't take the bait. For goodness sakes, don't drink the Kool-Aid, okay? The Jamestown Massacre, Jim Jones, this religious cult leader, he convinced his entire congregation to drink Kool-Aid, which was actually laced with cyanide, and they drunk the Kool-Aid, and you had hundreds of people dying. It was terrible. So don't drink the Kool-Aid, because it's all a setup. Oh, you want to go to the club? Deep Divers? Do you know why they call the club the club? Do you know what a club is? A club is what a police officer uses to beat someone with. So why do they call it the club? What? Slow motion this side. Because you are being beaten to death by lower vibrational sound frequencies. Ever wonder why they have the club at night? Why not a daytime club, Deep Divers? Why can't we do a little samba, baby, in the daytime, in the afternoon? Because right at night, you're tired. You're more susceptible to being influenced and being taken over by spirits. Wait a minute, that's why they call spirits. Alcohol is spirits. And that's why a lot of people, they go to the club and they consume a lot of alcohol. Then they forget about what's even happened. Then they feel bad the morning after. So it's all a setup. So the solution, because we're all about solutions, is to realize, Deep Divers, that you have to stay woke. You have to realize that you don't have to go to the club just to enjoy yourself. You can, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. You can get high on your own supply on that good ass prana, baby. A lot of people ask me, Ralph, are you high? I say absolutely. Off that good ass prana. Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Don't fall for it, Deep Divers. It's all a setup. Now, let me tell you this. I say, instead of attacking what you hate, start promoting what you love, okay? That's what I'm doing every single day. They want you to riot. They want you to be controlled, but deep divers, like I told you, whoever angers you controls you. You have to learn how to master your emotions. Don't allow them to control how you feel, because the media play on your emotions. They want you to get angry, to get frustrated, but you have to make sure that you learn how to master your emotions. Transform and transmute the negative energy into positive energy that serves you. Don't fall for it, deep divers. It's all a setup. Let me tell you this. 6 corporations own over 90% of the media in America. Now, I saw a video many years ago, and this video, it showed that all of these news stations were just regurgitating the same news to the masses. And it was so funny. They were all saying the same things, and apparently they are supposed to be different news stations. So I said, oh, I get it. They are all in cahoots together. They are all under the same umbrella. They are all under the same umbrella. And that's why the media's job is just to keep you at a low vibration, in a low mood, to keep you trapped in the matrix. Now, the solution is to see the media for what they are. When was the last time, deep divers, you actually saw the media producing something that's going to uplift your soul? Never? Exactly. So you have to stop giving the media your attention. They control you through colors. That's why they have the red, the lower thirds, the red, to stimulate your root chakra, survival. You want to be on the crown chakra, which is the purple. Can I get a hello there? The indigo, the violet. Let's get it. So realize, deep divers, the media is not there to give you the truth. The media is there to manipulate you. It's all a setup. So we free ourselves by, instead of watching the tell-I vision, which tells lies to your vision, we have to tell our vision. You have to use your platforms. And yes, celebrities, I'm talking to you. I got a lot of celebrities who watch my videos. So the challenge for you, celebrity, influencer, use your platform to spread a message of hope to the people, because you have a lot of people looking up to you. You've mastered the selfie, now master thyself. What? Slow motion this side. It's all a setup, deep divers. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. I realized this is a whole pandemic. Like Shakespeare said, the whole world is a stage, and this is all planned, deep divers. Everything you see before you is all planned. COVID-19, lockdown, riots, it's all planned. This is how they want it to go. So you have to realize that you have to learn the game of chess, which is always to think one step ahead and protect your queen and king. Deep divers, it's all a setup. Don't fall for it. I want to remind you this. Yes, it's all a setup, but guess what? Spoiler alert, you are part of the setup, huh? Yes, you, deep divers, are part of the setup. You see, you gave away your power. Therefore, you are also complicit. You are also part of the setup, because we send our children to schools to get programmed in this matrix, which are part of the problem right now on the planet, which is part of the problem on the planet right now. So, like I always say, you can't complain about the situation if you are part of the problem. So, this is a solution. We have to take our power back by not being part of our own demise, by not being part of the setup, to say, actually, I'm no longer going to be the fuel for this matrix. I'm no longer going to power this matrix. I'm no longer going to make the media bigger than it already is. I'm no longer going to make the government bigger than it already is. I'm going to realize we the people are the power. We always were, we always will be. And that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Beautiful deep divers. I'm just, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Shout out to everybody who's been rocking the wonderful good ass prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/close. And if you've got a question for me, deep divers, add me on the verified Instagram page at official Ralph Smart and the verified Facebook page at Ralph Smart at Infinite Waters. And if you are a sexy ass model, who knows it's a setup, add me on Instagram at official Ralph Smart. Oh, baby. Check out the new book, Deep Divers, for more inspiring information like this. Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon. Have a beautiful day, Deep Divers. Peace. Infinite Waters, diving deep. Once again, stay well, stay healthy. Peace. The reason they call it the American dream is because you have to be asleep to believe it. Not even the cat down the road believes it. Peace.